So hello guys, today we would see that in this video how to use Claude for better use of AI in your day-to-day works. So as you know, as you might already be knowing that Claude is one of the AI tools which we can use to help our personal productivity as well as our to meet our business goals, right? So what is Claude? So let us go and explore it. So this is how the tab looks. I've opened Claude.ai/login. So let's take continue with Google. Okay. So I'm going to click on my Google account. So it will ask the permissions from Google that whether we can permit Claude to use the information coming from Google. So I'm just going to hit on continue. Okay, so let's create our account. So there are a few terms and conditions which we have to agree on. Subscribe to occasional promotional mail. So you can either tick this or you don't need to tick on it. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and create my account. Okay, as you can see, there are many plans which Cloud offers, right? There is a pro plan which you can use for research, code, and organize, and it comes to around 17 USD per month, right? Which is basically around I think 1,650 rupees as of the present exchange rate. And you also have a max plan which gives you like far more access, around 5 times or 20 times more which you get here in pro. So this is from around 100 USD per month, right? So which is again around 10,000 Indian rupees per month. So there is a large difference there, but for this video's purpose we are just going to use Cloud for free. So I'm just going to click here on this button. Get the most out of Claude on your desktop, right? So it says it presents us for a few options uh, if you want to install the Claude desktop app. So I'm just going to skip it this time. A few things to know plus one setting to review. Okay, so Claude does not show any chats when we. Sorry, Claude does not show any ads when we type any prompts, and there are some. It says so that there are some automated safeguards to protect the chats from violent, abusive, and deceptive content. And you can also choose to click this if you want the chats to improve the AI models, right? So I'm just going to leave it as it is and click on continue. So enter your name. Okay, so I'm just going to enter my name and click on continue. Select your role. I'm just going to hit on software engineer, explain the code pattern, review my PR. I'll just say click on like I have my own topic. Okay, so this just finishes the onboarding and I'm at the main page of Cloud. Okay, so now let's start exploring it one by one. Okay, so here we go. Well, I'm not planning to work on any code at the moment, so I'm just going to show you like what are the some of the basic capabilities of cloud. So we'll just go in and put some prompts, right? So as it is with all other AI tools, we need to be careful when we are like putting some prompts. It's not only to improve the efficiency but also to save on credits. But since I'm presently using the free plan, it does not matter. But still, we are just going to go ahead. Okay. So here I'm going to give the instructions. That is how it needs to assess my prompt, or how it needs to consider the information which I'm going to give in my prompt. Okay. So first I'm just going to type that this is an audit only. Um, I need only documentation with some real world examples. Okay. Yeah. So before I type the rest of the prompt, I just want to highlight here that you're having two things here. So one is the model. So we get access to, I guess, Sonnet 4.6 and Haiku 4.5. So these are basically AI models, and there are different AI models which is more optimized for chat, images, video, documentation, and all that, which I'm going to cover in my next video. And there is also something called as effort. So as it says, higher effort means more thorough responses, but it takes longer and uses your limits faster. So what does it mean by limits is that here, since I'm on free plan, I don't think I'm having access to it, but there is something called as usage, right? If you see somewhere here, okay, it doesn't show here. So there is something called as usage, where if you are on a paid plan, then uh, it works on credit. So credit is something like, for example, for every effort, it deducts certain credits from your balance. So suppose that if you have topped up for around say like $100, which is around uh, like was it like 10,000 rupees? Yeah, which is around 10,000 rupees. Then you can get access to say like 4 days of work. Okay, so and if you suppose put some prompt which is just you need some information on chat, then it might take around 3 credits. But if you expect a video as well as a documentation, then it might take around 20 or 25 credits. Okay, so you have to be careful with what models you're using. So I'm just going to leave it here at medium. Okay, what model and what effort you have selected. I need to know the HDI and social index information of the following Indian states. Okay, for the last three fiscal years. So I'm just going to show what let's put Karnataka because I'm from Karnataka. Maybe Goa and oops. Okay, so I guess it started to consider that as an input, but what I actually wanted was the uh, to hit the shift enter. Okay, so I'm just going to put one more, say like Andhra Pradesh. Okay, okay, and make sure that the document includes reference information for the data, neat bar, okay, so neat bar and line graph and some representational fields. Okay, uh, the title, I'm not sure if you can see, okay, the title of the document needs to be India DI and social information, and the theme needs to be white with mix of black and blue font, blue text or blue font. Okay, so whatever. So I'll just go and hit on save and let it execute. So as you can see, so the moment I enter the prompt, it goes into the thinking mode, and here it's basically it's like in the initial phase, it just what it does is that it's like a basic Google search in the backend, right? So it opens up many threads, uh, Googles all the information, or refers to various different like search engines, different documentations. It depends on the models, right? So as I can see, as I've given here that I need social index and HDA information, which is more of research based. So it needs accurate data and correct what is that statistical data. So as I can see, it's going and hitting the global HDA index, or the Indian states and union territories HDA index, the Human Development Index, and referring to different statistical sites. So you can see the effort it's putting in. And here, like as it is thinking and making the answer ready for us, there is also a button which says that notify. So when Claude responds, I can basically notify so that I can like close this tab, go to Instagram, go to carry on with the rest of my work, right? So it's as you can see, it's fetching from different sites. Okay, so let us see like what happens and how the documentation looks. Okay, so while we get the answer, I'm just going to show you the side panel of Cloud, right? So here is the new chat, where if you click on new chat, what it does is that it basically opens up another chat in parallel, right? Um, Try the basics. So I'm just going to close it, and I'm here. So I've actually come back to my first chat. There are chats which, when you have multiple chats here, you can toggle or you can switch from one chat to another, right? There are also projects, there are also artifacts where you can present some data. The cloud code, okay, so this is a very important limitation in the free plan, which you all need to be aware of, is that the code wherein you can connect your GitHub repositories, you can integrate with your own basically source code, and have it execute some operations against your code that is not available in the free plan, right? So maybe in some other videos of the series, I'm surely going to explain you about Cloud Code, because okay, so that is what is going to help the software developers and the backend and SQL developers out there. Okay, there is also a design wherein we need, if you want to, basically put some prompts and design a website, or design any site, like a, a cooking website or a travel blog and all that, so you can take the help of that. Okay, so okay, so I can see that now it's executing some Python scripts, right? So you can see Python. I think this is due to the some of the font preferences which I put, a mix of colors, a mix of black and blue. So it usually does not take so much of time, but like I don't know why. Like usually such kind of documentations you can expect it within basically 2 to 3 minutes, and it's like basically adding some like illustrations, right? So let us see how it goes. Okay, so it's okay. I guess since I have not specified what type of documentation I need or what is the extension like, whether it's docx or PDF, I have not explicitly mentioned that in my prompt. Okay, so it's going and building a docx document, which is a Microsoft Word document. So let's check. And it has also, referred certain information, and there is we can see here. If you click on that, you can see what are the sites it has referred, and just click on it. So you can see it has done all these operations. It has come up with that, right? So maybe I can expect my document anytime soon. So let's see. Now creating the file, right? So just to give you a parallel operation, while it uh, prepares the document for me. So there's something called as code. So I'll just write code, and there are a certain data structures, create an API documentation, create monitoring solutions. I'll just go ahead and click on create a monitoring solution. Okay. Okay. So a website or an API, what do you need to monitor? Okay. A business or metrics, servers or infrastructures, a small team, so just exploring some ideas. Okay. So I'll just come back to this. I will not help with this. Help with this monitoring solutions can mean a lot of different things. So if you are not, providing much of information, then it asks information from you on the go, right? So let's go back to our first chat, right? And let us see whether the document is prepared. Okay, so it has done something here. India HDI social information, and it says this all looks clean. The theme is ready with tables, bar line, charts, representational graphs, and all that. So let us go ahead and click how it looks. Okay. Okay, so it opens the documentation here, so that you can continue to browse the rest of Cloud, or go ahead with some of the other prompts which you have. I'm not sure if my internet is slow here. Okay, so it has given a reference document. I'll just expand that out here. Okay, so this is how it looks. Claude has really, come up with looks like a comprehensive information. It has reference, Niti Aayog, the index, some international indices out there, and it has come up with a purpose and a scope. See, it is just 3 or 4 lines of prompt. Okay, and whatever Claude has come up here is really comprehensive, and looks like a thesis of that sort. Like it's not easy to prepare a document of such a scale, and I can see there is some graphs here. Looks like it has gone. Okay, that's something to do with the zoom. I think this has come a little bit out of place, so maybe it's due to the model. You can add some corrections. I think I'm not able to see the graph, right? So I think Claude actually miscalculated some of the information. So I'm just going to, as a next exercise, I'm just going to okay, to correct the bar line for you. See that the document has been prepared. but the bar graphs, lines, and pictorial representations have not come the way it's expected to be. You just have to be clear. When when some of your colleague or your friend does a mistake, how do you expect yourself to, inform him that he has done a mistake, right? So that's the way you need to put your next prompt. Okay, there is too much of zoom and the pictorial data is not visible at all. Refer the attached screenshot. So I'll just type a mistake. Refer the attached screenshot. Okay. So if you want, you can take a screenshot of that here. Let me just pull it up again. So something like that, right? So I'm just going to open the snipping tool, right? And I'm just going to take a screenshot of that, copy, and paste it back in the chat. Okay. Now, while it goes on and sorts out the pictures and all that, I don't want the actual information to change. Okay, so I'll just put something. Do not change any statistical information. Just sorry, just sort out the pictures and the graphs. Okay, so I just wanted to stick to the corrections part and not make any new like enhancement. So if you want, you can just put it here as an instruction. Okay, fine. So I'll just you what is that? You just send that, and let us come back to the second chat. Okay. So what does it say here? Servers and infrastructure monitoring is a great topic to explore. So it just comes up with some suggestions. So if you're in IT, you might know that server monitoring is a very very large concept, right? So there are there are lots of different things involved there. For example, the CPU, its memory, its disk, network utilization, and all that. So I'm just going to click on disk. Okay, just clicked on disk, and it has auto framed the prompt. So all it took from my side was just click on this button. Okay, there are logs, there are events. So I'll just clicked, and it just paraphrased my button click into a meaningful text, like explain the disk monitoring space, IOPS and latency. So I'm not sure what IOPS is at the moment. Okay, it's input output operations per second. So this is basically how you can learn with Cloud. Okay, now coming back to the first one. Okay, fix the three representational state graphics. Okay, so it has found out what the issue was. It seems it was 10x too large. Okay, so maybe when you are like expecting Cloud to make a document, maybe you can give it here. Okay, so I misspelled any as and here. So sorry for that. So maybe you can mention here that whatever. You need. So for example, like along with this, you can put that also sort out the zoom of the representation. Okay, so that you don't have to correct it after you see it. So now it's going to come here and do it. Okay.